Hello children, I hope you all are happy and safe today. Welcome to our special English hour. Here, every day we will learn something new in a fun and exciting way. Are you all ready to have some fun? Let's go! Do you all remember the tongue twister we had tried in our previous session? I saw Susie sitting in a shoe shine shop. Now let us try to say this a little faster. And I want all of you to try this with me. Let's go. I saw Susie sitting in a shoe shine shop. I saw Susie sitting in a shoe shine shop. I think it's still a little easy. Let's speed it up a little bit more. I saw Susie sitting in a shoe shine shop. I saw Susie sitting in a shoe shine shop. I saw Susie sitting in a shoe shine shop. I saw Susie sitting in a shoe. It's okay. It's okay. I think with a little more practice, we will all be able to say this right. I hope you all had fun saying the tongue twister with me. Now, we all know that words are very important for a language, right? So, let us learn some new words. I want all of you to listen to me very carefully. Our first word is improve. 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 Our second word is skillfully. 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 Our third word is labor. 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 Our fourth word is clause. 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 Our fifth and the last word is gently. 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 Now let me ask you a few questions. Children, have you ever tasted honey? What does it taste like? It tastes sweet, right? Do you know who makes honey? Yes, honeybees make honey. They produce honey from the sweet nectar of flowers. Great. Now, let me tell you two fun facts about honeybees. Honeybees are the only insect that produce something that can be eaten by humans. And the second one is that right from they are born, honeybees don't know how to make honey. But as they grow older, they learn it from their elders. Aren't honeybees just like us? We also learn new things as we grow older, right? Today, we will learn a poem on honeybees. Also, we will learn a new form of writing. It is known as parody. Parody is the form of writing where we copy or imitate someone else's work, but in a comic or fun way. Please open page number 35 of your English Bal Bharati textbook. If you have a textbook, please point your finger on the words as I read them. If you don't have a textbook, please don't worry. Listen to me carefully. And while we are reading the poem, I want all of you to look for the 5 words that we had learned earlier today. The name of our poem is How Doth the Little Busy Bee? How doth the little busy bee improve each shining hour and gather honey all the day from every opening flower? How skillfully she builds her cell, how neat she spreads her wax and labors hard to store it well. With the sweet food she makes. This poem is written by Isaac Watts. In the first stanza of this poem, the poet Isaac Watts wonders how a little honeybee is so busy all day. He goes on to wonder how the honeybee improves. Improves is to get better. Here it means how a honeybee gets more energetic and works even more hard as the day goes by. He then wonders how the little honeybee is able to collect nectar from all the different flowers throughout the day. In the second stanza, he talks about the female honeybee. He wonders how a female honeybee collects nectar from different flowers and works so skillfully to build the cells inside the honeycomb. Skillfully is to be able to do something in a very good way. He goes on to say how she neatly arranges the wax, makes honey from the nectar and labors it to store it well. Labor means to work hard, and here it means works hard to store the honey well. Now, let us find out what the parody of this poem is. A parody. How doth the little crocodile improve his shining tail and pour the waters of the Nile on every golden scale? How cheerfully he seems to grin. How neatly spreads his claws and welcomes little fishes in with gently smiling jaws. This parody is written by Lewis Carroll. Now, this poem by Lewis Carroll is a parody of the poem How Doth a Little Busy Bee by Isaac Watts. If you read the poem very carefully, you will see how Lewis Carroll has made fun of the little things that Isaac Watts mentioned about the honeybee in his poem. In the very first stanza, he talks about a crocodile who lives in the river Nile. He tells us how the crocodile pours water from the river onto his body to make him look attractive. He says that this makes the scales on his body look golden under the rays of the sun. This makes him look attractive for the fishes that he plans to prey on. To prey on means he plans to eat them. Now, in the second stanza, he talks about how the crocodile is grinning widely. Now, behind the smile are his malicious intents. His smile is a mask that he wears to hide his true intentions of eating the fish. Behind his smile is a beast who is waiting with his claws outright. Now, claws are pointed nails that animals and birds have. And he is waiting for the right opportunity to strike on the little fishes. Now, does this remind you of something? Yes. Through this poem, the poet Lewis Carroll is also trying to warn us. He has compared the crocodile to some of the people that we meet in our lives who have a wide smile on their faces but have very wrong intentions. With a mask on their face, they smile at us, but in the end, they wait for an opportunity to hurt us. The poet has compared us to the little fishes, and he has asked us all to be warned. He is asking all of us to stay alert of such people. I hope you all like this activity. Now let us do another activity. Before that, let me explain you something. Do you all know what adjective is? Yes, an adjective is a describing word, which means that it tells us something more about a noun. For example, blue sky tells us that the sky is blue. Small banana tells us that the banana is small. Now, on your screen, you will see different adjectives in a box. You have to read the adjectives carefully and categorize which of these adjectives are for the honeybee and which of these adjectives are for the crocodile. All the best! Now let us look at the answers. The first word is busy. Do you think the crocodile is busy? No, from the poem we know that it's a little honeybee that is busy. So busy is the correct adjective for honeybee. The next adjective is shining. Whose tail is shining? Yes, it's the crocodile's tail that is shining. The next adjective is skillful. We all know that it's the female honeybee that builds her cells very skillfully. So skillful is the right adjective for honeybee. The next adjective is cheerful. Who waits for the little fishes with a cheerful smile? Yes, it's the crocodile. The next adjective is hardworking. I think this is very easy, right? It's the honeybee that is very hardworking. And the last adjective is golden. whose scales look golden under the rays of sun? Yes, it's the crocodile. I hope you all liked learning through these activities with me. Now it is time for all of you to sit back and relax while I tell you all a wonderful story. Today we learned how honeybees are very hardworking and very skillful. But there is something a little strange about them. Can you tell me, how do you know when a honeybee is around you? Yes, we know a honeybee is around us when there is a constant buzzing sound, right? Whenever a honeybee is around us, we always know. Have you ever wondered, why do honeybees buzz? Let us find out with Shweta and Rahul. The name of today's story is Why Do Bees Buzz? And it is written by Nabanita Deshmukh. Shweta and Rahul have gone for a trek into the forest. After walking for a little while, they hear a buzzing sound. Both of them are looking everywhere trying to figure out where is the noise coming from. After looking for a while, Shweta realizes that the buzzing sound is coming from the bees. Now Rahul has some questions. He asks whether the bees make this sound to talk to their friends, or are they making this sound when they find honey and they get excited. Shweta loves to read about the environment, so she has all the answers to Rahul's questions. Shweta tells him that bees, especially the bumblebees, make a buzzing sound when they fly. The sound is made when their wings move up and down. The smaller the wings, the faster they have to flap their wings in order to fly. And the faster they flap, the louder is the buzzing noise. Now that Rahul seems a little interested in knowing about the bees, Shweta is very excited to share all her knowledge. She tells him, just like the postman delivers our letters from one place to the other, the honeybees transfer pollen from one flower to the other. She then tells him that pollen is the powdery grain on the flowers. Pollen helps the plant to grow seeds. Honeybees are excellent pollinators. Now, pollinators means that they help transfer pollen from one place to the other. Here it means one flower to the other. She tells him it's because of the honeybees that we see a lot of different flowers blooming all around us. Now Rahul seems very interested. He asks Shweta, how do the tiny grains of pollen stick to the honeybees? Shweta tells him that as and when the honeybees sit on the flowers to suck nectar from them, these pollen grains stick to their feet and wings. She goes on to tell him, then when they pick up these pollen grains and move to another flower to suck nectar from that flower, they flap their wings when they are landing on it, and this looks like a little dance. And when they dance, these pollen grains fall on those flowers. And just like this, the process keeps on going. Now Rahul is also very smart. He tells Shweta, so the honeybees are like the godparent of a lot of different flowers that grow away from their parent tree, right? And Shweta smiles gleefully. Shweta goes on to ask, can you hear your own breathing? No, right? But you can hear a bee breathing. The buzzing of the bee is also the sound of its breathing. The honeybee has a very small and segmented body. So, when it breathes, the air does a roller coaster ride inside the body, creating a buzzing sound. The honeybee is indeed a marvelous creature, isn't it? Now that Rahul knows so much about honeybees, Shweta tells him some interesting facts about them. The first one is, honeybees are very hardworking. This is something we all know. But honeybees live up to 9 months in winter and only 2 months in the summer. All work and no play does not make the honeybee dull. Before we move on to the second fact, let me ask you something. As in when we grow old, our brain also grows old, right? Now let me tell you the second fact about honeybees. If the honeybee does the work of a younger honeybee, its brain stops aging. Its brain also starts working like the younger honeybee. Now do you wish you were a honeybee? The third fact is that honeybees recognize our faces just like we do. Yes, you heard that right. Each part of the face is registered differently in their brains and they come together to form the entire face. Now, make sure that you do not anger a honeybee because it will remember your face. Now the fourth fact is something interesting. Caffeine is a chemical that plants use to keep away harmful insects. But this is the same chemical that helps the honeybees to locate these flowers. These are the chemicals that welcome the honeybees for a second visit. The last fact is about bumblebees. Bumblebees are larger than all the other bees. They do not have a sting. They love to socialize. And they may not have a sting, but they are excellent pollinators. I hope you all like this story. In today's session, we learned a lot about honeybees, honey, and a lot of different things. So, I want all of you to ask your family and friends what do they know about honeybees and write it down in your notebooks. Also, make sure you ask them if they have any interesting stories about honeybees. I will see you all in the next session. Until then, stay home, stay safe, and bye-bye.